Hello everyone, today I'm using a glue gun and acrylic pouring in an unbelievably simple way to make an unbelievably beautiful rose. Let me show you how. This piece is actually for sale now on my website, abcreativeofficial.com. I've had so many requests for rose, glue gun and rose. This is going to be a sequel to my Queen's Anne's lace, if you haven't seen it. And similarly to the green one, this is going to be on 50 by 20 canvas. Before I'm going to transfer the rose onto the canvas, I'm kind of quickly sketching what I want. What do you think of this shape? I think that will do. I'm going to make it now bigger and I'll transfer it onto the canvas. And some of you may ask, why don't I draw directly here? Because I don't like rubbing off here. I don't like repositioning. Once I draw here, I may not like something. I'll just think, oh, I should have moved it lower or maybe change this. But with this, I can test the best position and then I just transfer it. You can draw over the lines or you can just press it hard. And that's what I usually do. You can just use a stick, you can press it down. If you don't want your image to move, just tape it down. I personally never do it, I just hold it, but for the sake of the tutorial, it's going to help somebody. That's the best way. And now, as I said before, you just press the lines. You'll be surprised how well it transfers. I couldn't resist. I was of course using just my fingers, but you will see how well it transfers. Quick stem. And for the leaves, I'm sketching them here. Oh, is it too high? Is it too high? You see, that's the problem. Yes, I do think it's too high. So now I have to rub it off. So now you see, I just did exactly what I didn't want to do. So this time a bit lower. Got those little teeth on them because I'm going to use a glue gun. I really don't need to draw leaves perfectly. Any detail won't be easy with a glue gun, but I'll try. Finish the bottom quickly so it's not too boring. One leaf here and then we are done. So let's just start. Where shall we start? Here. You see, when you're kind of starting, the end will be always the thinnest. So I suggest kind of thinking which section you want to end with. Like I did want it thinner here. I didn't mind the blob in this place. I'm seriously looking for a really good glue gun. So if anybody, please, if you have any suggestion, your glue gun is amazing. I would love to test it out. I've got two and I'm not happy with either. So very slowly. I'll bother with those strings later. I'm not going to pull them straight away because I don't want to mess up this section. They're quite annoying, aren't they? You know, you can heat them up later with a hairdryer. They disappear. Now, I don't have to really follow my design perfectly. One petal done. I'm going to be turning constantly because the right angle. It's very important that you kind of can reach well, and you can also see the line. Also, I'm going to pour over, so I don't want those lines super thin because I actually want to see them later. That's good. We've got a nice curve here. Okay, I was worried it's going to be too hard, but actually it's not. I was going to do a leaf here, so I might take that section off. So recently, most of you really like the glue gun work, so I've been doing the flower series and animal series, which actually I think the animals are even more fun. I might start with the blob in the middle, which actually should be quite thick. That was probably the smallest bit. I think I'm going to add a couple of chunkier sections. a bit more glue on them. I need a second glue stick now, and that's how I attach it to the old one. I'm sure that each one of you have like a favorite angle. I work much better from left to right. I think they're right. Now stem, and these, I do wonder how to do those little serrated edges. I might go with the leaves first, and then maybe I'll take even the bigger glue gun and try to do the stem. I don't think I've done anything that precise before with glue gun. I did try angel with the angel's wings, which was a challenging thing as well. I peeled off this section because I didn't like it, so now I am going onto this one. Still in my head I'm thinking what will be the best way to make that leaf, so maybe if I do, see if I can make any lines using a different tool. Not sure which one prefer. I think that one looks best. Now, time for the stem. And I'm just wondering, I probably won't be able to do one line. I'll have to go over sections. I wonder if I'm super quick, will I be able to do it? I'll try to make it thick once it's still wet. Well, maybe that's doable. I thought there would be some like lines, but to be honest, it's a decent stem. Look at those. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it in sections and go over and over, because once it's hot, the second application just kind of melts it even more. So I'm just joining this one. I think I did it. All right, that's it. No more glue gun. I'm done. This painting is going to be monochromatic, all reds, the background. So what do we have? We've got crimson red, scarlet red, bordeaux red, and I do believe I had a little bit of alizarin crimson, and I did some mixes here. So this one is the bordeaux with alizarin crimson, and these two I just added a bit of titanium white. I kind of intermixed them. So what's in it? One part of paint, one part of pouring medium, and one part of floral. And my pouring medium, most of you by now know that I do like using PVA glue and water as my pouring medium. I sprayed some water into it because I do want my mixes really runny for this purpose. I'm going to use a hairdryer, which is one of your favorite techniques, and we just spread the paint. This is the occasion to use those little containers, and I'm going to lift my painting up because it might get, well, it will get a bit messy. Which for me, I'm not looking forward to the mess, no. But I do like the hairdryer. And I know you like the hairdryer because I still got the crazy one, my special tool. And I haven't found the proper ending. Don't try to do it, it's not very safe. Without further ado, let's spread the colors. I think I'm going to put this red mainly on my rose. Oh, this is a rich color. Very deep. Colors will blend in anyway. What a mess! I've just lost all my design. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to blow as it is now and see what else is needed. I'm going to use the lowest setting at the moment. Okay, I wanted to see what it looks like. I think it's a bit too much of this dark, so I am going to get rid of it. When I say get rid of it, I'm just going to scoop it back to the container. I'm not throwing it away. I don't have much of this red, but it's probably too much here, so let's just scoop it up. And I don't want to mix another batch at the moment, so that's pretty. We need a bit here. I'm not going to use the lightest one. I like these colors. I do like them. That's the end of this color. Just covering the sections. I might blow again here. Just filling the gaps with whatever dripped. One more. That's it. So this will be the final blowing. I'm happy with the colors. Look at the mess. Oh my goodness. All right, so time to finish. What time is it? Yeah, midnight as usual. So yes, I will see you once it's dry. Look how nicely it dried. As usual, when you spread a thin layer of paint, especially using a hairdryer, it dries very, very, very quickly. I'm going to add some shadows with Mars Black. For this purpose, I'm going to use one of my favorite mop brushes. It used to be my makeup brush. Quite like it, it's soft. I'm also going to prepare some baby wipes. Because I really like the red background, I'm not going to cover everything with black. I'm just going to add some shadows, around the glue areas to make it pop even more. You can see the paint? Yes, I just covered it with cling film. So if you don't have a special artist, palette where you can mix your paints, this is a really good way. I'm dabbing it on the leaves. So now it's kind of up to you how much you want left, how much gray or black. And I'll keep doing it all around my flower. Super easy to wipe it off dried surface like this. Right, wiping off. Don't press too hard because we don't want to take off any of the red paint. And I want darker on this side because the light is coming from this way, in my imagination of course. So it's going to be darker in every tiny corner. Again, if I take too much off, I can always add more with a small brush. And then I'm going to repeat it on all the leaves. When you make something inspired by my tutorials, I would love to see a picture. And please, if you post on social media, it would be really nice if you could credit me as a source of inspiration. That would be lovely. But I do love seeing your pictures of all your creations. So if you send it to me via Instagram, I'll share it on Friday. Every Friday I do something called a Fun Friday, where I share your work. So I did see the previous one made by one of you lovely people. Very nice Queen Anne's lace. I wonder how many of you will try the rose. As I said, I want less black here, so that will probably do. Time to finish off with my favorite gold by Arteza. And as usual, I'm just going to use my finger, but of course you can use a brush. And I'm touching some areas. It's up to you whether you are retouching the whole design or just in some sections. It's going to look nice anyway. So I'm going to continue and cover the whole design. And then I'll see if I want a second layer in some places or not. There is something about working in series that I quite enjoy. So I like making a pair or a triptych. But if you haven't watched the green painting I've done this similar way, I highly recommend it because I've got a question. Which one do you prefer? It probably depends whether you like reds more or greens. I'll show you both at the end. But because I personally am a blue person, I love everything blue. I'm already thinking I wouldn't mind something in blues to go with these. They will be all available on my website for purchase if you're interested. So if you haven't seen my website yet, it's abcreativeofficial.com. I also have this little one. It's called Pearl Golden Hour. And this one I'm going to use to create some highlights. Now before I varnish, I'm going to place my signature here. Well, there we are. How striking is that red and gold combo? I love how much the glue gun adds to the piece. Let me know if you preferred this one or the Queen Anne's lace in the comments below. And head over to my website abcreativeofficial.com where you'll find both pieces on sale now. And I will see you here next Saturday for the premiere of my new video, so consider subscribing if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!